Okay, first person first is Keith. So we've got to come on down here. I believe he was working on the ship. Cutting the boat down? No, that don't make sense. Cutting the vines down or something. But yeah, wow. Considering this boat was completely overgrown, I'd say that he's done a good job. Wow. I mean, he wasn't lying when he said he likes hard work. I mean, hey, Keith. Is that you, Ryan? Yeah, it's me. I'm just checking on you. Well, I appreciate that. You noticed that all the vines are gone? Yeah, I mean, the boat was completely covered when I last saw it. Yeah. Cleaned the entire thing up myself. Told you I was a fan of hard work. Yeah, I remember you writing that. Next step is opening each of those crates and finding out what's inside them. Whoa, that is a lot of work for one person. I haven't got anything else to do, so I might as well. It'll be easy. Sure, yeah, fair enough. Suppose let me know what you find. Will do. We might hit the jackpot. Yeah, I mean, I guess we can hope. Thank you as well for clearing all this up. I doubt anyone else would, you know. But yeah, I really appreciate it. And especially those crates. I only just thought about it, but if we ever get any damage or any damage to the walls, those crates could probably come in handy in fixing up any holes that we might get. Don't know why I didn't think of that until now, but yeah, that's definitely a possibility. Or even we could possibly even use them to fortify the walls. Could be interesting. But yeah, right, so now that we've checked on Keith, next person to check on will be Kim Weston, her son, and her friends, so Dirk and Irene. Alright, they have took up residence in the house next to Kai and Corey, I believe. So straight up this road, or, well, not straight up this road, but straight, left, and then straight again, basically. And, Havoc's house as well. It's really weird because, I mean, there is so much space in that house. And is that... That's Dimar over there, must be talking to Havoc about security. Dimar's the head of security here, so I suppose that's makes sense. He's talking to Havoc, but right. So yeah, I completely forgot. Oh yeah, no, there are so many rooms in Havoc's house, and I don't understand why he wouldn't just let people stay there with him. But you know, I mean, I guess Havoc's gonna do what Havoc's gonna do. But there's also been a lot of concerns brought up to me, and one of those is the fact that they don't think that Havoc is gonna do any work, everyone else is gonna have to do the work, and that is definitely not happening. But right, yeah, okay, here it is. Yeah, it's definitely not happening. He's definitely working. Okay, it's Ryan. I can come in. I'll shut your door because I don't want your dog, Duke, to get out. It looks like everyone's getting on well. Ryan, what can we do for you? Nothing. I just wanted to check on how you were settling in. Better than expected, I suppose. When we heard the door knock, it put us on edge. We're used to always being paranoid, and now that we don't have to be, it's a big adjustment. I know, but you'll adjust. Glad to see you're making yourselves at home. I mean, you got the fire going as well. Yeah, thank you for checking on us. Honestly, it's no problem at all. I mean, I don't want these trips to be very long. I mean, if you don't want to talk to me, then you don't have to. I just want to check in on everyone, and you just have to let me know if you need anything, yeah? And that's pretty much all. I mean, I don't really have much else to say. I just wanted to come in and check on how everyone's settling in. So, it's nice to speak to you, and I'll see you around, okay? Right, I'll leave them be. Right, so far so good. Keith and all of those guys are settling in well. So next is to go to Olympus to find Maydeen and her family, and Jai as well. And oh, Terraville Pharmacy. What are these two doing here? Hi, no, you're Sophie, you're Nicole. Sorry about that. Sorry, yeah, really sorry about that. We're just helping Tara and Francine clear this place out. Um, I don't know why you're reacting like you're in trouble. I mean, it was almost like I caught you off guard. I know, I wanted you to know why we're here so that you didn't think we weren't meant to be here. You can go wherever you want, unless it's someone's house or shop, you know. For that, we'd need their permission. Yeah, but don't worry, you're free here. I mean, I know you wrote in your history that you only recently managed to escape from some people that weren't very nice to you, I suppose is how I'll put it, without getting into too much detail. But I read that, and I just want to say that you don't need to worry about anything like that happening here. And basically, you don't need to tell me where you are every second of every day. You know, You don't need a reason to be here. I mean, you could just be here to sit around and do nothing, or to go sightseeing. You know. I mean, like I said, you're free here, and you don't need to justify yourself. We also keep looking over our shoulders, expecting people to be lurking behind us. It's a habit we need to break. I'll tell you what, I'll tell you what I just told Kim and her family, yeah? This is a big adjustment, you know, coming from the outside world and going through the things that you went through to coming to a community where everyone works together. Just take your time with it. We will. I think we'll feel better when we have actual jobs to keep us occupied. Yeah, it won't be long. I mean, I remember you two are teachers, so it won't be long. I mean, the school is under construction, and it will be finished soon. I mean, maybe within a few days. It's gonna be strange to teach again. I mean, I bet, you know. But it'll be a good strange, you know. But anyway, I'll be heading off now. I'll leave you to helping France and Tara and whoever else is here. But I'll see you around, okay? And if you guys need anything, I know that Sophie's a bit nervous, but if you two need anything, you know where to find me, and I'll gladly help you out, okay? See you around. Right, okay, so more people. I mean, it's good to know that people are slowly but surely adjusting to this place, I suppose. And yes, actually, I almost forgot. I remembered that I needed to go to speak to Maydeen and Jai, but I forgot about Drew, who is doing an amazing job cleaning that church. I mean, the entire place was burnt and dirty, and now it's white. Honestly, wouldn't have expected to have seen that. I mean, this place looked like it was covered in mud, but I mean, it looks good now. I mean, yeah, it's really cool. And she even put a cross back up. Pretty cool. Right, I suppose we should go and see St. Drew's Church. Fair enough. Okay. Right, let's open and there she is. Wow, looking clean in here too. It was completely covered in cobwebs and everything. And hey, hello, Ryan. Hi, Drew. You really cleaned this place up well, huh? There's still more to do before I can hold a service. Shouldn't be too long. From now on, I'll be going by Saint Drew. Is that okay? Yeah, I mean, it's not a problem. Just have to go around and make sure that everyone knows what you want to be called by, you know? Wonderful. Anyway, I better get back to this. Okay, I look forward to your first service, I guess. Okay, that wasn't a very long conversation. I mean, I was expecting to have a longer conversation with her than that, but apparently not. Apparently she has stuff to be getting back to, which, I suppose is fair enough. And while we're up this way, the closest person I can speak to would be Maydeen, and I heard that she's actually staying in this building. It's completely destroyed. I mean, there's a massive hole in it. All the windows are smashed. And she's staying there instead of one of the apartments that only need to be cleaned up a little bit. Yeah, look, there she is, but she's staying in an old rundown building for some reason. And, Massey and Sammy, and they even have a cat too. Knight, I believe they called it, but... Hey, Maydeen. Oh, hello, Ryan. What can we do for you? Nothing, really. I mean, I heard you were staying in a broken building, and I kind of wondered why that was. I mean, we've stayed in worse, but we're not staying in this building permanently anyway. I mean, I kind of figured that, or at least I hoped that, but why not stay in a vacant apartment that's actually warm and has electricity, you know? We could have, but kind of didn't want to. I mean, I'm working on the blueprints for our new house anyway. We were told we could build our own houses if we wanted, and that is true, right? Yeah, of course. I mean, I'm sure people would be happy to help too if you just ask. Honestly, we're not really used to the kindness we've received over these past few days. Most of the people we met before we got here were either trying to hurt us, steal from us, or kill us. Yeah, well, I'm sure back in the day some of the people here would have done some of that too. Yeah, guessing everyone has done all kinds of things. I mean, I've killed people. Not just simply killed them by shooting them once, but prolonging it. I mean, my 7-year-old daughter has even killed a man. Yeah, but none of that matters anymore. We're all here to help one another now. I appreciate that, but I want that school built. I don't want to take any workers away from that project. Trust me, we have more than enough people working on that school. We can spare a few to make you a home, I'm sure. It's not very complex design anyway. Honestly, if I did get help, I'd only need maybe 3 or 4 people to help out. I can get you 5, and even I'll help. No, really, you don't have to. Of course I do. I mean, I don't want to be treated any differently just because I'm one of the leaders here. I'll be completely honest. I'm gonna treat you differently. I mean, you're not like everyone else here. Safe to say that most people here are here because of something you did. I mean, I've been speaking to a few people and they have a lot to say about you. Spoke to the King family. You kept Prince alive instead of killing him even though he was a savior. You then rescued his wife and son and reunited them all. Then you made a decision that ultimately got his brother back. I even then went to speak to Callum, Negan's son. You kept him alive when everyone else wanted him dead. Saw the good in him when no one else would. Yeah, but those were just the right things to do. You know, I mean, it wasn't really something I had to think about. Maybe, but not everyone would have made those choices. I also spoke to Adam. You were led to believe that he burned your home down, killed your animals. You stabbed him, and yet you met again. He gave you that burn, took you to a place where you were tortured, where your friends were tortured. He put you through all of that, and yet you chose to trust him. And finally, why don't we talk about Anthony? He stole from you, tried to kill you, and you simply knocked him out and spoke to him. Kept him alive when he would have gladly killed you. Kept him alive to realize he was the father of your friend Max. Once again, by saving him, you've reunited yet another family. Apparently, you even said he's the person you trust the most. I mean, not everyone can say that someone that tried to kill them is now the person they trust the most, can they? No, I mean, you're right. But at the end of the day, I'm still a normal guy. I mean, I want to live like the rest of you. I mean, I just, you know. And you will, but with more responsibilities and more respect. Everyone's respected, I mean. Or at least I personally respect everyone. I mean, I'm sure there's some people here that don't have respect for anyone, but at the end of the day, you all got yourselves here. I mean, what more is there to have respect for, you know? Got yourselves to this point. Even though it may have brought sacrifices or needed sacrifices to do so. You're right. I mean, on the way here, when I was told about the leaders here, when I was told there was a teenage leader, honestly, I was expecting some stuck-up kid that hadn't been through anything. A kid that had been coddled from the world and kept away from the death and destruction. I couldn't have been more wrong. You are nothing like what I expected. Thanks, I guess. I can already tell you're going to be a great addition to this community, Maydeen. I'll pull my weight, I promise you that. Don't worry, everyone's going to pull their weight. No one will be sitting around doing nothing, I can promise you that. Well, I mean, I've heard a lot about a guy named Havoc, and about how he won't be. Yeah, well, that's not true. I'm making sure he pulls his weight. Glad you have that under control. Something that could cause arguments and riots in the future. Things like that, I'm sure, will rip communities apart. Yeah, I know. I mean, I've seen it happen when people just let everyone else do all the hard work. It's why I'm keeping the situation under control. Glad to hear that. It's been nice talking to you, Ryan. I'm glad my daughter convinced me to come here. I'm happy to hear that you're glad that you're here. We'll start working on your house tomorrow. Thank you. Really appreciate it. It's no problem, Nadine. I'll see you all around. See you, Massey, and see you, Sammy. Okay? Right, okay, that's one more done, and could go over that way, but there's not really much point. And we even built a new car park area over there for all the Olympus trucks. There are a ton of Olympus trucks. I mean, we could also include the one that Rob Gavin has, but technically just his van. But we've got quite a lot of vans. I mean, not many of them work. I mean, they've been out in the rain and snow. I mean, they've had 3 years worth of apocalypse thrown at them, so it's not like they're going to be in the best shape, but right, I suppose we can keep going this way. Not really much has changed. I mean, we're working on buildings. I mean, some of the buildings can be fixed, but we're having to go through and figure out which ones are worth saving and which ones should just be knocked down and used for supplies in the future. So it's definitely a work in progress, but it's definitely all coming together. And oh, it's Leela with her new dog Loki. Gotta admit, over the past few days, we've been going out and looking for more animals. I mean, in the past, we were only ever looking for animals that we needed for food, and now we're just starting to look for pets, and, even I myself have been sort of thinking about getting another dog or a cat or something, just to have a friend for Buddy, and Cece's tattoos is looking good, I mean. They're starting to decorate all the places, and the museum is almost under completion. I mean, we made the statue of Allison, and I'm tempted to make a new Claw and Negan statue, but then again, I kind of want to go back to Far Row and get the originals from the Aces. I mean, I'm hoping that the leader there is the guy that I spared his life, even though I killed his friends, but I still spared his life, so he owes me a favor, hopefully. And, if he hasn't destroyed the statues already, then he can do that. And I've also got this beautiful place, and I am really looking forward to this place being opened and working. It's going to be great. I mean, we're hoping to make this a Friday night. It's kind of strange, because there's a lot happening. I mean, I've spoke to Drew, and I've spoke to everyone, basically, and we've come up with a schedule about what's going to be happening. We've come up with church on Sundays. This bar, the Yin Yang, is going to be open pretty much every day of the week, I think. Almost every day of the week. Certain days, most days of the week, I suppose. It's weird to think that they were actually weeks again, but yeah, it's going to be open most days, but then I think one of the nights we're going to have a movie night where everyone can come to the cinema and we can all watch movies that we find. I mean, I believe I'm keeping my fingers crossed for some Jurassic Park. I really, really missed that movie. I mean, that was a great movie when I watched it come out, and, well, I didn't watch it come out, I wasn't born then, but when I watched it when I was younger, I loved that movie, and always loved dinosaurs too, so it'd be really great if I could find a copy of that movie and watch it at the cinema. That'd be absolutely amazing. But yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting with the bar as well. It's going to have a very nice dynamic, I suppose. It's owned by Emmett and Waddles, or Emmett and Lou, but I feel like I've still got to keep calling him Waddles just because of that coincidence, but and then we've got Monroe Barbers, which hasn't really changed much, but it's definitely getting there, and a lot of people have already been there for haircuts too, so not bad at all. And I suppose we should come over this way so that we can get to the store. And also, there was a building here. We had to knock that entire building down because it was just destroyed beyond repair. A few of these as well are just barely standing, so we've got to very strategically take them down, I suppose. Especially this one. Look at this. I mean, this thing could fall at any point. You know, it's not very stable. And then you've got buildings like this, which are still in fairly good condition, considering the bombs and everything that happened in this city. So, you know, I mean, you can't really argue. And Dylan's over here as well. I think it's best that we leave him alone. Honestly, he's been going through a lot, and gotta admit, he's picking quite a cool looking style, to be fair. Gotta admit that, I kinda dig his style. I mean, we're kinda going for similar styles. He's got the grey trench coat, and I've got the leather jacket, Granddad's leather jacket, and I've got the hat, and he's got Dad's beanie. And, you know, I've got the tracky bottoms, he's got the tracky bottoms, I've got the boots, he's got the boots. You know, I've got the watch, he's got a bracelet. You know, I mean, it's pretty cool. He's definitely finding his style, and he's going through a lot still coming to terms with loads of different things, but definitely getting there, that's for sure. And Ruby Thursdays, I gotta admit, I'm glad that they kept the name. This used to be a restaurant, this building, called Ruby Thursdays, and I am glad that they kept the name, and they've named the blacksmiths Ruby Thursdays Blacksmith. I'm not sure whether it should be Ruby Thursdays Blacksmiths or just Blacksmith. I'm not too sure, but I don't know. I suppose they can figure that out, but wow. Gotta admit, this was not what I was expecting. I was expecting this place to be under construction still, but this looks like a fully working blacksmith shop. Pretty interesting, but yeah, I really like it. And where's Chip and Cookie? Are they around here? Oh, they're out back. There they are, Chip and Cookie, right there. And, Jai, hey. I'll tell you what, I'm really glad to be working on tools and weapons again. You know what, I'm really glad to hear that. I mean, are you comfortable working with Dane and Fred? I mean, I figure that's something I should ask you. Yeah, they're great. Taught me a few things too. Really? Yeah, they showed me techniques I hadn't even heard of. I see. Well, what do you plan on making first then? I mean, there's a lot of supplies for you to use. I'll be working on a spear. Spears are a great way to fend off walkers and people. Don't have to get too close to your opponent. Less risk of getting bit if you're using a spear. True, I mean, I personally always liked swords, you know, especially long-bladed ones like the one I've got. Yeah, I noticed the sword on your back. It's crafted impeccably. Who made that? A blacksmith in another community. Actually, believe it or not, used to be a katana. Still got the same handle, just with a few minor adjustments. But the guy, the blacksmith that did it, melted down the old katana. Also added, obviously, more minerals and materials to it. And turned it into this. I mean, it's pretty cool, but yeah, Earl Sutton is his name. Wow, he must be good. Yeah, he does a lot of work, that's for sure. I mean, he's non-stop making weapons, you know. Either way, I mean, I look forward to seeing what you make. I mean, I've seen what Fred can do, I've seen what Dane can do, but look forward to see what you can do. Honestly, I'm so used to how to make the spears now that it shouldn't take longer than a day. I'll even give you the first one. Yeah, I mean, that would be great, thank you. At the end of the day, you and your people are the ones giving me the materials to make the spears. It's all good. I'm just glad that you're comfortable anyway, and, I'll leave you to get on with your work then, I suppose. I've got other things to get back to, including the construction of the school, but I'm glad you're comfortable, and, we look forward to seeing what you can do. Right, I'll see you later.